Okay, week 18 in the Irish 2-year-old season. We've had 10 races in all, and one of interest also in the UK. Top trainers this week have been Aidan O'Brien and Mrs Harrington, both got 3 winners. And then Joseph O'Brien, son of Aidan, he's had 2 winners and 1 each for Ger Lyons and a first of the season for JJ Murphy. So well done to him. Sunday saw the first of the season's nurseries, and that was won by Joseph O'Brien's Latin 5, who showed a little bit of improvement to beat Johnny Murtaugh's Captain Corcoran. So still no winners for Johnny, but I'm sure he's working on it. Ger Lyons won the Fillies Maiden on Sunday with their French rain, but didn't look too impressive on ratings that particular performance. So perhaps not a good standard. Nace on Wednesday evening saw a very attractive performance from Vitology, trained by Joseph O'Brien, and that won on debut despite trading 270 in the run. So good luck if you were on that. I certainly wasn't. And on Thursday, fantastic card at Leopardstown, 4 2-year-old races, including the Silver Flash and the Tyros, both Group 3 status. So Aidan O'Brien has, as you probably know, traditionally farmed these races, and this year was absolutely no exception. Love showed that she's getting the hang of things in the Silver Flash after she dominated the race off an easy lead. The 4-year-old Tyros Stakes was run in very impressive fashion by Armory, and this was the best rated performance of the week, and he now heads the market for next year's Guineas. The split times will be interesting for this one, as it was quite a slow race, over a second and a half slower than Love in the Silver Flash, and even the opening maiden was run in a faster time than this. The opening maiden, in fact, was won in decisive fashion by Mrs Harrington's One Voice, and made all in a faster time than the Terrace, as I was saying, and she also won the 1 mile maiden the next race in very similar fashion with Free Solo. So 3 out of the 4 races at Leopardstown were won from the front. So I think the phrase is, they call it a speed favouring track, although whether that's just the way those particular horses just like to run and they were the best on the day, I don't know. It's so tempting, isn't it, to import these Americanisms over into English racing. You've seen it over the years, the way we've just sort of accumulated the language, the splits, the whole sort of ethos, Bayer ratings, the time, pace, handicapping. We'll have all that kind of stuff, I'm sure, once we start getting these sectional splits, if they ever arrive, and it'll just prove another whole lot of analysis for us guys. Anyway, I digress. Friday we moved on to Down Royal with a 5 furlong race and a 7 furlong maiden. In the opener, punters just waded in big time into Mill Isle. I fancied it, but it wasn't massively clear on the ratings from Think Big, and Think Big, as it happened, showed the benefits of dropping back from 6 furlongs, but didn't get home last time, to getting up. And the first winner of the season for JJ Murphy. 7 furlong maiden, another one. Punters just absolutely just piled into Royal County Down. Great name for a horse running at Down Royal, I think you'll agree. Trained by Aidan O'Brien. He doesn't have many runners, 2-year-old runners at Down Royal, so it just looked like a license to print money, basically. So and that seemed to be the approach of punters. I think might even been 5-4 earlier on. They just waded into it. I think it was 2-5 early off. But this didn't exactly go as you might have envisaged. Mrs Harrington's Recall the Show, who hadn't run that badly on debut, but didn't look good enough to win this race, and it absolutely led everywhere. Everywhere apart from right on the post. Recall Royal County Down needed every yard of the 7 furlongs to get it home. So if you've got balls of steel, you could have traded at 130 for a horse that started at 2 to 5. But not my kind of bet, but some of you I know will like that. Goran on Saturday, today in fact, just the one race, an Auction Fillies maiden, with the stable jockey Shane Foley at Ascot to ride Panita Aurora for Mrs Harrington, £3 claimer. Tom Madden came in for the ride on Silence Please, who led late and readily beat Kevin Condon's Believing Beauty. The strong support for favourite Tagalo proved misguided, and she was extremely disappointing in 6th. Over at Ascot, in the Princess Margaret, Shane Foley must have wished he'd stayed at home after his mount. Panita Aurora flipped over in the stalls and dumped him on the deck with the filly being withdrawn. So hopefully both are none the worse for that experience. Next week, all focus switches to Galway. I think it's Monday to Sunday. There's a couple of 2-year-old maidens and a nursery, so not too many races to get stuck into, but one or two. I think nursery in particular will be a quality race, I'm sure. Anyway, that's week 18.